Come on, go live. All right, hello and welcome, everyone. It is Monday. Yeah, our favorite day. Yeah, definitely our favorite day. Getting out here, doing our thing. Happy Monday. Hope you had your coffee already, because I didn't. I will get to that point. But until I do, let's talk about our week. A lot to really, well, take away, for a lack of a better term, because there's quite a few upsets happened, and it was fun for me to watch because my team was a part of one. I don't know. So these are so far my takeaways from week 8 of the NFL. Once again, if you are joining us again, making us a part of your Monday morning, thank you so much. Let's get started. Less Kirk, more Dalvin. Now, I think this was something that a lot of Vikings fans and maybe a lot of NFL fans in general saw coming, because we knew that from the beginning, this was going to be something that probably was going to happen sooner rather than later, especially with how Kirk Cousins was playing, and quite frankly, how bad he was playing. Now, he had 10 interceptions through, I believe it was through 6 games, and it just wasn't the Kirk that we were used to. Quite frankly, I mean, it was he was just not getting it done, and I think it was something that we, as Vikings fans, were almost perplexed. Like, we didn't know why he was throwing so many interceptions, especially with a guy who usually takes great care of the football. So it was shocking, to say the least, and I honestly didn't know how to take it. So the fact that the Vikings finally are taking him out of the game now. I want to find a great analogy. Like me and my fiance are watching The House now a lot, and it's become one of those things where we're like, okay, well, I'm trying to use a little bit more medical terminology, and the main thing that's coming to mind is, if something's wrong with your body, the doctors cut it off, right? Well, like if there's a limb that's just infecting the rest of your body, they take it off, they cut it off, and that's essentially what the Vikings are doing to Kirk Cousins here. I feel like they are, in a sense here, taking away one of the weakest links on the team. Now, I know what people are going to say. Weakest link's a harsh term. He has his moments. Well, if you think about it, the strongest thing for the Vikings at this point is Dalvin Cook. So why not give this man a shot? Like, why not just give Dalvin Cook the ball most of the time? We could have another 2012 type Christian Ponder, Adrian Peterson magnificent season. I'm all for that. I that's better than nothing. And frankly, at this point, going to the playoffs, even though losing in the first round to the Packers, I think this could be something that is kind of a blessing. I think it's the way that the Vikings are going to have to attack this as they move forward, because quite frankly, there might not be a better way to win the football games right now. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I think that's what the Vikings will do moving forward, especially if it comes to having to save the jobs of the likes of Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman. Even though I don't necessarily believe Rick Spielman's on the hot seat, he's been particularly well at drafting in the past, and has brought a lot of great talent into the Vikings. So I don't expect this to be something that we see one time. I think this could be something we see a lot of, and I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of recap of the game here. For the once again, thanks to you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Just going to go here to the Vikings game. Tennessee. I've got like 5 different tabs open, so I apologize for me being slow right now. Come on. Of course, it is a Monday, and it is really being personified with how slow my laptop is being right now. I apologize. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so the Vikings picked up a 28-22 win over the Packers. If you ask me, it might be one of the most underrated wins in Vikings history, because, I mean, if you think about it, Packers coming in 5-1, the Vikings coming in at 1-5, at the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Don't think a lot of people, I think I read something on Bleacher Report the other day, 91% of people predicted the Packers to win that football game. And they were probably there's probably some validity to that, I'm not going to lie to you. But at the same time, Vikings got it done, and that was something that was awesome to see. I was very happy. I commented on Facebook, hopefully they would get a win for my birthday. Hey, and they did just that. But yeah, let's look at some of the stats. So Dalvin Cook carried the ball 30 times. 30 times. Let that sink in. I don't think another running back has done that for the Vikings since Adrian Peterson. 30 times for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. By the way, Dalvin Cook also had 2 catches for 60. He had 4 touchdowns yesterday. Adrian Peterson never did that. I think the last Vikings running back to ever do that was Chuck Foreman. So he's definitely an elite company there. Was fantastic to see. Again, Kirk Cousins only threw the ball 14 times. I think if the Vikings can win doing that, I'm okay with it. And overall, Kirk Cousins went 11 of 14 for 160 yards for a touchdown. Alexander Madison had a couple of carries too, but I mean, it was the Dalvin Cook show yesterday. It really was. Adam Thielen, 3 catches, 27 yards. Justin Jefferson, 3 for 26. No turnovers. That's the thing. That's the way that I think the Vikings are going to have to win the football game now. Is they're going to have to do their thing as far as not allow turnovers or cut them out completely, run the football, and try to win the game. I think that's what our life is now. It's not necessarily that Kirk isn't a great quarterback, because I think he can still get it done, but I think it's still one of those things where we have to find the way to win games, and I think that's the way that the Vikings are going to do it. Eric Kendricks, a total of 12 tackles. Jeff Gladney had 8. Hit an up and down day, but I mean, hey, they got the win. Harrison Smith, continue to love him. Play of the game, maybe. End of the game there. DJ Wanham, sack, nice. He had a sack on the day and a total of that was his only tackle. Hey, couldn't have come at a better time. The Vikings experimenting with a lot of different things on the edge as well, which was good to see, because they're just a team that really needs to see what they have in terms of Hercules Mata'afa, Jalen Holmes. DJ Wanham went out and played very respectively yesterday. So I was very happy to see that. And then as far as the inside, they pretty much for the most part shut down the run. I'm going to go over to the Packers stats here. I think I covered everybody that was noticeable. Now there was a lot of Fadi Odenigbo had a pretty good game as well. I was pretty happy with what I saw from him. Overall, yes, Aaron Rodgers did throw for almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. But considering that it was mostly one of those touchdowns was pretty much in garbage time, and the fact that he was almost out of sorts. The Vikings did allow over 100 yards rushing, but it wasn't much over it. I believe it was, let's see here. I'm not good at math, so 96 and 13. I believe that's 109, something like that. Whatever. Over 109 yards rushing. I will take that, especially for what's been going on. Devontae Adams had 3 touchdowns. That's kind of rough. Not gonna lie to you, but that's it's better than what we've been working on. Hey, Josh Miller's watching. Hey man, what's up? Appreciate you watching. What about Drew Lock? Yeah, I'll get to Drew Lock in a second. There was I know I put all these things here in the live. I do usually talk about more than just the 5 things, but hey, I'll definitely talk about Drew Lock, and especially the Broncos just coming up in a second here. We'll do it after we get done with this Packers game here. But like I said, Devontae Adams to 7 catches, 53 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Robert Tonyan is coming on quite nicely for the Packers. He is definitely someone to watch. Jay Sternberger. I mean, you'll hear Tristan always talk about he loves that guy. So I think that's he loves Sternberger. So I think that's truly incredible. Dean Lowry had the only sack for the Packers, but I mean, Za'Darius Smith he's a man. That's all I can say about it. He's just one of those guys that you just hope that you don't continue to see every snap of the game, because he's a man. He just brings it every play, and he's a true competitor. Let's see here. Also, Preston Smith had 3 tackles. And overall, the Packers, I don't know what it was about the Vikings. Usually this young secondary struggles, but Mike Zimmer had them coming on playing a certain kind of way. So I was pretty happy with what I saw from him. And you know what? From their secondary at least. And then also going up against way more experienced Aaron Rodgers and not an awful receiving core, but definitely not a top 10. But hey, you know what? It was great to see. The Vikings now will head home to play the Detroit Lions against Adrian Peterson and Everson Griffin, so that'll be fun. So next thing here, as we promised, Josh, I'm just getting kind of some of my stuff situated here. Okay, so yeah, the Broncos got a big win, and it may not look like it according to records, but I consider this a very big win, not only for Drew Lock, but honestly for the whole team. If you look at it, they got a 31-30 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. The Denver now moves to 3-4. Los Angeles is now 2-5 on the season. Drew Lock, I know that Josh was on the live with me the day that I said that if Drew Lock and Cortland Sutton please get healthy a lot more quickly. Also, Cameron Dantzler went out for the Vikings, praying for him. Had a neck injury, as well as I think he's getting tested for concussion. Prayers up for him. But back to Cortland Sutton here and the rest of this Broncos squad. I said on the live, this team could potentially go again, not only go to the playoffs, but it could be a very dangerous offensive-minded team. And if everybody stays healthy on defense, again, another guy, in Von Miller, who we pray for in terms of a speedy recovery. There is an immense amount of talent on both sides of the football for this team. So the fact that they're finding a way to eke out wins without possibly their best player on defense is truly incredible, if you ask me. There's a lot of great things to be able to be said of that. But let's go to the Chargers first, and then we'll go into the Broncos here. Justin Herbert, I said he's a superstar. He's getting it. The video's coming out. That episode 58 is our YouTube video is coming out later today, so be ready for that. Justin Herbert, 29 to 43, 278 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. But hey, the man did his job. He's looking every bit as much of a franchise quarterback. Mike Williams, 5 catches, 99 yards and a touchdown. Excuse me. Keenan Allen, 9 for 67. I wish the Vikings would have drafted him. Nine catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. Gabe Neighbors also had a touchdown, 2-yard touchdown there. Rayshawn Jenkins had a pick for the Chargers. Looks like Isaac Raquel and Jerry Tillery. Oh, man. Both of them are Jerry Taylor was a good defensive player as well as Raquel, but both had a sack. Overall, not bad in terms of what you're considering for the Chargers. They're an up-and-coming team. You can't deny that. Now let's go to the Broncos. I'm telling you, I love Drew Lock. I have a deep amount of love for him. We actually had a debate if he's a franchise quarterback. You guys can check that out on our YouTube channel to see if he is actually a franchise quarterback. I believe he is. Let's see. Drew Lock, 26 of 41, 248 yards and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was truly, he's just looking great. I don't think we can debate or really overstate how great he's looking. Honestly, the only reason I didn't probably put him in the top 5 is because of how awesome he truly is looking. He's one of those guys that you come in and you expect to play well because of, not only his draft stock, but just what he did in college and now coming to the NFL. I think he's the man. I think he's going to do very good, big things in Denver if they could just stay healthy. Philip Lindsay, I'm so glad he's back. 6 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Nothing but love for Philip Lindsay. And the great win for the Broncos. Kind of got it back on track there. Especially, I believe it's a win in the division too. So that's a big win. Deshaun Hamilton, this dude, this was a guy kind of overlooked at the beginning of the season just because it's Cortland's son, Noah Fant. Countless other receivers. Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. But you kind of forgot about a guy like Hamilton, and it doesn't do him any justice. Deshaun had a great day. I'm just kind of see his season stats here, but he was it. He did a great job as far as being a reliable target for Drew Lock. He's got this year. He's got 9 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown, but he really showed up what he could do. Third-year wide receiver out of Penn State. You got to love it. Go Lions. But overall, you have to be absolutely infatuated with how Drew Lock handled this. A team like the Chargers are no slouch now. They're a great team. Jerry Jeudy finally coming out, 4 catches, 73 yards. He's been doing stuff all year long. Noah Fant finally getting it done, 7 catches, 47 yards. KJ Hamler was another guy that I also overlooked coming out this year, even though I think a lot of people kind of told me about him. I don't know that I listened very well. Sorry. But hey, this man absolutely came. He's got 11 catches on the year. I need to tell him, 11 catches on the year and 115 yards and a touchdown. So, hey, this Broncos team, they possibly could be one of the most stacked teams in terms of talent in the entire NFL. So, let's see. Josh, appreciate you commenting, my man. I can't talk today. The next man up mentality in our receiving corps is very similar to that of the old Patriots. You're like, like I said, I'd heard of Deshaun. I'd heard of Hamilton, but Hamler was more the guy that I knew I overlooked. But yeah, when you see a receiving corps come together, especially around a young quarterback like that, that's absolute. That's awesome. Like that's what franchises want. That's what it's all about. You see guys like that just come out there and just get it done, and it was great to see. Bradley Chubb had a sack. Oh, I'm so glad he's back and healthy this year. This Broncos team, now I said that they could go 8-8, possibly 10-6, find a way to make their way into the playoffs. They'll probably lose out to the Chiefs there or the Raiders. But at the end of the day, this is a very good team, and if they can stay healthy, I truly believe this team could be something special. I think this could be a team that competes against the Chiefs, a team that competes against the Steelers, believe it or not. So this is a promising team. It's got the pieces. I think overall it's just about getting it done and then just saying bye-bye a little bit later. But anyway, number 2 here. The Bengals are better than we think. Yep, I said it. Boom, it's on the table because they are. And I think that it's a travesty that we let it get this far. So the Tennessee Titans are clearly going to run the football. We know that. We're used to it. It's what it is. What it is. But the Bengals, 2-5-1 in the season, got a big win, 31-20 over the at the time 5-1 Tennessee Titans, who were looking fantabulous. Derrick Henry had a 100-yard day, had a touchdown as well. Ryan Tannehill, 18 of 30 for 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. I also was disrespecting him a little bit. I'm sorry for that because he's a guy that he's shown a lot, and he's a good quarterback. So I apologize for that. But anyway, as we move along here, you'll also see that this team, Corey Davis. I'm glad he's back. He's a one of a kind of wide receiver. AJ Brown is probably one of my favorite wide receivers, other than guys like Adam Thielen or Justin Jefferson in the entire NFL. He had a great game. Did Brown? Both really did, but that was I love me some AJ Brown. All in all, you can't be upset if you're a Titans fan. I mean, I know a loss is a loss, but you know that you can play better than this. This is obviously this disappointment, but you guys played at the end of the game that you really started to come back, even though it was for the most part kind of rough. Let's see here. Now we're going to go over to the Bengals. Joe Burrow is the man. I'm sorry I had to say it again. Joe Burrow, 26 of 37, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns. I was talking to a coworker of mine yesterday, a guy by the name of Eric Green. He's a legend. He's an anchor over at KNBN. Yeah, we talked about Joe Burrow and the fact that he's not playing like a rookie at all, and he's going to be a good quarterback in this league for a long time. Let's see here. Giovanni Bernard's 15 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. If you don't have him on fantasy, you might as well get him now because, I think that with the injury or whatever is going on with Joe Mixon, I think that, it's something that Bernard is going to get the bulk of the carries. It's going to be what it is. So you need to be able to come out and do your thing. So the injury to Joe Mixon, it didn't matter. You saw a guy like him come out and absolutely play lights out. Did Bernard, excuse me. So, hey, it was great to see Tyler Boyd. I knew Tyler Boyd was going to be great in the NFL. Not only did he break Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, like most receptions for a career at Pitt, but I mean, he just looked every bit of a wide receiver that you could trust. I wanted the Vikings to get him in the second round. Bengals did. He had 6 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. Looked fantabulous. Giovanni Bernard again had another receiving touchdown as well. I love Giovanni Bernard. I really do. And like I said, this Bengals team is better than we think it is. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that necessarily that they're necessarily a playoff team. They're a great team, though. And I think this team, they're not far off, especially with how good that they could be, especially that they got their quarterback. Maybe put together some pieces on defense, and this team could surprise some people next year if they get the right pieces. And then that's Perine also had 10 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, the Bengals are better than we thought. Watch out because they could be coming. Third subject here: panic time in New England and Dallas. I think so. I mean, I'm gonna give the Dallas the benefit of the doubt here. They played a guy that from James Madison University, or it's more of a basketball school rather than a football school. Ben DiNucci, I think that's how you say his name. 21 of 40, 180 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. It was just rough for the guy. You saw a kid that playing against a pretty good defense, pretty good team in the Eagles, who I believe go up in the first place in the NFC East, or as people keep saying, the NFC least. Zeke Elliott, 19 carries, 63 yards. Tony Pollard, 7 for 40. CeeDee Lamb, you guys got to get the ball to him more. He's sensational. He really is. Michael Gallup, 7 catches, 61 yards. Dalton Schultz still doing it, 6 catches, 53 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 27. Is it panic time for the Dallas Cowboys? I'm thinking so. 2-6. You lost your starting quarterback for the season. What does that mean for in terms of what you're going to do in the rest of the season and getting potentially a franchise quarterback in the draft, or are you going to sign Dak back? Who knows? We're just going to have to see here what happens and what truly can come about it, because it's rough being a Cowboys fan right now. I feel you. I feel for you guys. I really do. I got a coworker and a good buddy of mine that's a Cowboys fan, and I can tell you it's not fun right now, and it's totally understandable. But Trayvon Diggs had 2 picks. Hey, I mean, two for 33 yards. I mean, of course, he picked off Carson Wentz, who's, I think he's at what he has had a turnover in 8 regular season games, 8 straight games. Not ideal. But he I think Carson Wentz gets a lot of flack, even though Aldon Smith is coming out and balling. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that's just getting it done. I have nothing but love and respect for this guy. I mean, getting his life turned around, coming out, has 5 sacks this year. I'm absolutely just loving what I'm seeing from this man. Who's doing his thing now. He's doing his thing. It's finally great to see. 5 sacks on the year. I expect him. I could potentially get double-digit sacks. So Aldon Smith doing his thing. Great to see. But as we head into the thing here, I think that, as we head into the, about the halfway point here, it is panic time in Dallas. And as far as New England goes, I think we're all wrong about this one. I thought that the Patriots were just going to start rolling over people because they had Cam Newton. And as we learned, that's not the case. Stephon Diggs had a day, and the Bills proved to me again, yet they're still a great team in the AFC. What they'll do against the Chiefs and the Ravens, teams like the Steelers, I don't know in the playoffs, but I still think that the Bills are clearly a legitimate team to beat in the AFC. Going to the stats now, Cam Newton, 15 to 25, 174 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. He also had 9 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Damian Harris, 16 carries, 102 yards and a touchdown. As far as receivers, Jacoby Myers, 6 catches, 58 yards. I'm sorry. J.C. Jackson, catch for 25, or excuse me, had a pick. And then Jawan Bentley also had a sack for their defense. Now, it's just rough. I expect a little bit more out of this team just because, I mean, Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Josh Allen, after the MVP talks, is he falling off a little bit? I don't know. 11 of 18, 154 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Also had 10 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 6 catches, 92 yards. I'm glad he's doing well there. Nothing but love for the man up in Buffalo. But as we head into, again, the halfway point here, it's panic time, especially when you consider the things that are going on in New England. Again, I expect a little bit more out of these guys, but we'll see what happens moving forward. But it is panic time in both Dallas and New England. Let me know what you guys think about that. Shaky first start for Tua, but he got the win. That's all that really matters. And now, honestly, the Dolphins are in the race here. Like, they legitimately are in this thing. So as we look in here, just pulling up the Dolphins. I tried to pull up all these tabs before, but my computer was being unbelievably slow. Miami got a 28-17 win over the Rams. That was, that might have been one of the biggest surprises all year because there was, I think we counted 5 or 6 total upsets, and I mean, this was one of them. The Miami now 4-3, the Rams 5-3. So, it was pretty shocking. I mean, it just seemed like that team was elevated with the play of Tua. Jared Goff, 35 of 61, 355 yards, a Teddy, 2 picks. Darrell Henderson had 8 for 47. Let's see. Cooper Kupp, 11 catches, 110 yards. Robert Woods had a touchdown and 85 yards receiving on 7 catches. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, Jared Goff also lost 2 fumbles. So, yeah, this defense, it was really the defense that really impressed me for the Dolphins. Aaron Donald had a sack. I mean, it's Aaron Donald. We're not that shocked about it. But now we're going to go over the Dolphins here. Tua, again, shaky in his first start, 12 of 22, 93 yards and a touchdown. But they got the win. Myles Gaskin had 18 for 47. I got him on fantasy. He's sneaky. Like, he gets it done for me. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Both Myles Gaskin and Tua lost a fumble, but hey, they got it back with Eric Rowe and Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins is just a man. God, I love him. He had a pick for 8 yards. I wish he would have housed it. That would have been epic. As far as the rest of the defense, I mean, just going out there and playing. Emmanuel Ogbah had a sack, as did Shaq Lawson. This defense, all of a sudden, the Dolphins are kind of good. Like 4-3 right now. They're a game above 500. This team could be something to watch in the future as we kind of head down here. So, hey, Dolphins are looking good. Even though, again, I don't necessarily agree with them starting Tua right away, but hey, they're doing what they think is best for their team, and they're going to move on and see what they can do with it. So, shaky first start. Dolphins are in contention. Could be a team to watch out for. Number 5 and last one tonight. Today, and I'll let you get started with your Monday. The Steelers could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. The Steelers I believe, are the only undefeated team left in the entire NFL. They are mopping the floor with a lot of NFL teams right now. They are looking every bit of the only undefeated team in the NFL. They just beat the Baltimore Ravens, who in themselves are a playoff team and could be in the conversation to be in the AFC title game this year as well. So they are looking fantabulous. I don't think there's a better word to describe it. Mike Tomlin got I believe he got a 141st win, something like that. That will put him over Tony Dungy for the most wins by an African-American head coach, which is absolutely amazing. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'll debate that point with anybody any day. Let's see here. I'm just getting up the stats here. Ravens moved to 5-2. Pittsburgh 7-0. Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, he's kind of older, but hey, he's getting it done still. 21 to 32, 182 yards and a touchdown. James Conner, another touchdown for him and 47 yards on 15 carries. Juju, thank you finally for doing something on my fantasy team, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. 7 catches, 67 yards. Eric Ebron still getting it done. 4 for 48 and a touchdown. Chase Claypool. Oh, I started Juju over Chase Claypool. Okay, fine, whatever. 5 for 42 for Claypool. Overall, they got it done. Defense, severely underrated for the Steelers. Severely underrated. Both Robert Spallone and Alex Highsmith both had a pick. Stephen Tuitt, you want to talk about a guy that's underrated? 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 9 total tackles on the day. TJ Watt also had a sack, and as well as Bud Dupree. This team is just tough. The Steelers have been tough when Big Ben is healthy, when they got the running game going and good defense. They're just a tough team. Lamar Jackson, 13 of 28 for 208 yards, 2 TDs, 2 picks. He wasn't his normal self. He had 16 carries for 65 yards as well. Usually he has 80 to 90, but hey, it's rough. That Steelers defense is good, like really good. Willie Snead had 5 catches for 106 yards. Devin DuVernay catch for 39 yards. Miles Boykin, a boy, 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. They got to get the ball to Marquise Brown a little bit more, who had a touchdown, but it was his only catch of the day on 3-yard touchdown catch. But hey, they got to find a way to get the ball to him a little bit more. But maybe a topic for another day. Lamar Jackson also lost 2 fumbles as well as throwing 2 interceptions. So again, this Pittsburgh defense is tough. And if it was a battle between the Chiefs and the Steelers, I might take the Steelers, because not just because of quarterback play. I think quarterback play, you obviously give it to Patrick Mahomes, and you give the edge to the Chiefs. But in terms of defensive play, I think you have to give it to the Steelers. And I think that that honestly, you could see a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who's highly regarded and probably the best quarterback in the NFL. He could have a tough outing against the Steelers. I mean, this defense is legit. So I don't know. I think this could be something to watch for. And something that's pretty tough. So anyway, for this defense. So we'll see what happens moving forward. This is going to be a fun NFL Week 9. Again, once again, the Vikings playing the Lions, who come to town with Everson Griffin, with Adrian Peterson, and it's in Jaron Kearse, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun this week. Week 9 coming up. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any other questions that things that we need to cover, make sure you submit those to the sportsbp@yahoo.com. Get your Monday started. Go out, drink some coffee. Have a great day. Sorry for all the yawning today. I'll try to start drinking some coffee a little bit earlier in the morning. But hey, let's go out and have a great day. Let's get it done. And let's do it.